Welcome to the show that takes up no more than 5 minutes of your time, but could help you gain massive real estate knowledge. It's 5 Minutes in Real Estate with best-selling author Shane Willis.
Well, good morning. This is Shane Willis, the Pensacola real estate expert, bringing you today's episode. Today we're going to talk about the tax reform that just went into effect this past Christmas holiday season. And so it all went into effect January 1. Boy, when that thing first got signed, I heard all kinds of rumors and reports about how it's going to destroy the real estate market. And part of that is because of one of the implementations of the tax code to where you could not write off the interest at a certain point. Now, for most of us, it's not really going to affect us. The point was, if you were up to $1 million, was the old code as of 2017, up to $1 million home, you could write off the interest. Now that got brought down to $750,000. Like I said, for most of us, that's not that big a deal. But for some, it is. And I don't want to take the implications for that tax away, because that is a benefit. So will this new tax code hurt luxury real estate? Yeah, probably a little. But some of the reports that first came out, and I kind of was considering the source when I started to look at some of these reports, because the source were very anti-current administration. So I'm sure they were coming up with worst case scenarios possible. We were seeing stuff in Florida like a 10-15% drop in real estate values in 2018, which I knew was an extreme. So I kind of waited. I spotted that the National Association of Realtors planned on putting a study together, and I knew our chief economist, Dr. Yoon, was going to wind up putting some good numbers together and actual numbers together, not just for Florida, but for the rest of the country. And sure enough, that report just came out. So I'm going to give you the numbers for Florida in today's episode, but if you're interested in Alabama, Georgia, or anywhere across the country, make sure you sign up for the tips, tricks. Get over to 5minutesinrealestate.com. Sign up for it so that you can get the email. It'll also be at the podcast episode on my site. I will show the entire country. The only state that this was not able to cover was there was not enough economic data for Hawaii. So 49 out of the 50 states were there. The 50th one, there's not as much data there. So my Hawaiian friends, shout out to Ron, who lives out there. Great guy, good financial guy. The data's not there, so we don't have it there. But for Florida, pre-tax code, CoreLogic came out and said that 2018 should see, for the state of Florida, 6.3% increase in value in real estate this year. So a 6% increase. How does that change after the tax code? It went down. Instead of 6.3, we're only going to see 4.4 increase. Now, this is based on economic data. Could we go one way or another? Sure. But that's a 4.4% increase is a heck of a lot better than a 15% decrease that some were calling for when this first came out. I did have Alabama printed up here, so I'll make sure I give that to us since we're sitting here right here on the border. Originally, it said, the CoreLogic report said that Alabama was going to go up 4.8%. After the tax code, they said it's only going to gain 1.1%. Now, that's the whole state. I know here in Baldwin County, which is right beside us in Escambia County, they seem to be growing a lot quicker because that's a little bit more of a beach town. So when we look and get things localized, those numbers seem to change. But I wanted to give you those numbers to kind of counterbalance some of the noise out there, because I have heard over the holiday, over New Year's, as I was out and about with friends, family, and gatherings, multiple gatherings, I have heard people say, well, this new tax code is going to cost real estate. There's no sense in getting into real estate right now because it's all going to go down, which I do not think is the case. But when you go to look to buy an investment property, if you're truly investing and not trading, and there is a difference, and I can share a link to an old podcast where I go over the difference. But if you're investing for cash flow, it doesn't really matter what the underlying value is. Yes, appreciation can help, and that's a nice bonus of real estate because I can then collateralize and use someone else's money to help gain wealth. Because if I own a $100,000 property and it goes up only 4%, well, it went up $4,000 this year. Well, $80,000 to $90,000 of that may be the bank's money, but I get to keep the appreciation because their mortgage doesn't go up $4,000. So appreciation is nice, but if you're buying something as an investment, you want to buy it as cash flow only. And as long as it cash flows from here and we continue to see rents rise in the foreseeable future, well, there's nothing there that should stop that. That doesn't matter if it even goes down 8% and you wind up being upside down, as long as it's paying for itself. As an investment, that's fine. As a first-time home buyer or someone looking to pick up a home, I wanted to hopefully show you that some of those first scare numbers were nowhere near as bad as they look. It does look like it's going to bring it down a little bit, and I think it's mainly from the luxury side. The rest of us should continue to see a small growth, which excites me more than the rapid double-digit growth we were seeing in 03, 04, 05, 06, because that led to trouble, as we all know. I would much rather see a slow and steady growth of 3 to 5, maybe 6% appreciation every year, and that you can seriously build some wealth on inside of real estate. Well, that's all I got for you today. As I had mentioned earlier, if you have not subscribed to get tips, tricks, maps, pictures, infographics that I send out that go along with these episodes, make sure you get over to 5minutesinrealestate.com. That's 5minutesinrealestate.com. I also ask that if you have not subscribed to the podcast, either head over to iTunes or Google Play, whichever your player of choice is. Hit subscribe today. Would love a thumbs up and a comment. And finally, if this or any other episode has brought you any value, I ask that you share it on social media. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later.